Hey everybody, CW here, Card Wolf, because I'm always on the hunt for great cards, although today, as you can see, we have returned to the big box of vintage comic books that we've been going through once a week on the channel here. So today I'm on the hunt for good comics. It is Wednesday, which is traditionally New Comic Book Day at comic book retailers around the country. Today on Card Wolf it is Old Comic Book Day, which is fitting given that I too am rather old, which I was reminded of just momentarily, just moments ago, when I received my mail and noticed in the mail that I had gotten another letter from AARP urging me to join them. For those of you who don't live in the U.S., that is the American Association of Retired People, and they solicit old people to join their organization and get 10% discounts at various retailers and whatnot. And they've been after me for years to enlist, but I'm not retired, so leave me alone. I may be old, but I'm not retired, so go away. Also received a flyer for something called, it was a demolition derby, and I'm trying to remember, it was, I don't remember. It had flaming cars crashing into one another on it. There's a demolition derby that's going to happen at the fairgrounds next month, and children under 3 get in for free because it's just the kind of event that you want to take your 2-year-old to at night. I don't know. Some days I am just baffled by the world I'm living in. Sorry, I just had to share that with you. Speaking of flaming something, you can see the first comic we're going to take out of here as we go through this box, probably the remainder of this box, I think. I think we should be able to get through all of these, is Wonder Woman battling a flame creature. I think this is where we left off last time. This box has been sitting on the floor of my study, closed up tight since then. And this is a pretty dramatic cover. It's in pretty bad shape. It's got splits all up and down the spine, and it's creasing and all kinds of stuff. So but this cover is kind of interesting to me because Wonder Woman is looking directly at the viewer. I'll bring that close to the camera so you can see she's looking right at you. And that's not what usually happens on comic book covers. Usually they're talking to another superhero or the villain, or some pedestrians or civilians or whatever that are getting caught up in the action and warning them off. But she's telling us to run, which is kind of unusual. Anyway, that's a pretty cool cover. I like that one. Very colorful too. I like that. Right beneath that we have a nice World's Finest issue. This is issue number 231, and it's got Green Arrow in there, who I always used to like quite a lot. It's also got the Flash, and it's in pretty great shape except for this rip at the bottom, and it looks like it's got a little sort of a bend right there, which flattening would probably get rid of, but I don't know that that could be ironed out that much. I think that's Superboy up there too with Green Arrow, or maybe he's just drawn weirdly. I don't know. Anyway, oh yeah, it's the sons of Superman and Batman co-starring, and I didn't know Superman had a son. I thought Superboy was just Superman himself as a young man, so I must be confused about 1970s DC continuity. Let's see what this one is. This is actually bagged and boarded, so this should be something special. It is an old Aquaman, and that is number 21, and that's a really creepy and weird cover. It features the fearful freak from Atlantis, and Mera, who is Aquaman's girlfriend, wife, it depends on what year it is. She's pretty disgusted by that awful face. He's tearing up Atlantis. Yes, he is. He's tearing it up. I've got a lot of older Aquaman that you guys have seen that I've pulled out of here. This is probably one of the worst condition ones. It's got what looks like water damage down there, and a lot of spine issues and color-breaking creases and whatnot. So that is one of the weaker ones that we've pulled out, I think. And here's a much better one. That one's in much better condition. It's really quite a cover there. That is number 37. When the Sea Dies, who else will? I don't know. It's kind of a sad cover, but also really quite bracing and interesting. Looks like Aqualad is even struggling back there. So that's number 37. And it looks like we have another Marvel book here. That's pretty sweet. What do we have here? This is Amazing Adventures featuring the Inhumans and Black Widow. Black Bolt versus Thor. Enough said. No kidding, man. I'm going to have to read that one. That sounds pretty great. This is Amazing Adventures number 8, and it's a 15-cent book, so that suggests it's from the mid-70s or so. And It's one of the few Marvel books we've pulled out of here. Not in great shape by any means, but a nice find. What is this one? This is Super Friends. All right, that is from the 70s TV cartoon, and you can see this is an unusual logo up here. I don't remember seeing that much. A DC TV comic, because it is based on the cartoon, and you can see Wonder Woman is busy knitting here. She's finished battling with the flame monster. Everything's fine now, so she can just relax and knit. Will go away. She's busy, and Robin's just hanging out, eating popcorn, watching TV. It looks like Batman is reading a comic. It's a mystery and space comic that Batman enjoys, apparently, so that's pretty cool. Not in too bad a shape, and pretty fun cover. I like that one. And this is not a mystery in space, but this is a DC outer space comic. It is Strange Adventures. Actually, I can't get that one out quite yet, so I'm going to pull this next, what is probably an Aquaman. Yeah, there it is. This is Aquaman number 44, and if I don't have water, I will die in 2 minutes. Goodness sakes. I feel bad for Aquaman, and it looks like he's been rigged up here by some gangsters, which, I don't know, you usually don't see Aquaman taking on gangsters. This is looks like it's been taped on the cover too, which is a shame. That one's not in very good shape either. So Aquaman there, and this is probably an Aquaman right below it too, so let's check this out. There's one more Aquaman, also got a terrible situation there. I assume flattening would probably fix that. I don't know. I've never done it before, so I'm not sure. Anyway, this is number 43, and looks like he's, I don't know what's going on here. Looks like he's tied to the foot of a giant, and he's about to be stepped on in what looks like a bed of mussels there. So that's a very sort of complicated situation. I had to look at that cover to even understand what was going on there for a while. So let's get to this DC Strange Adventures. It claims to be science fiction at its best. It is Strange Adventures 243, and it is a 20-cent comic, so I'm assuming late 70s on that. It's got Adam Strange down here. It's an Adam Strange classic, The Emotion Master of Space. That is awesome. Why does nobody have a YouTube channel that's just called The Emotion Master of Space? Somebody should do that. I have no idea what the content would be on that channel. Oh, speaking of YouTube channels, I meant to shout out Shane at Shoebox Legends. Shane put up this amazing and wonderful video yesterday, or at least I found it yesterday. I think he put it up yesterday. I look at my videos late at night before I go to sleep. And it is a video that he's calling a tip of the hat video. He did one for Peeps a little while ago, and this one he did for me for the Card Wolf channel, and I was blown away by it. Shane, if you haven't seen this video, you should definitely go over and check it out. Shane does some dorking with dice in the video. He kind of sets up his tableau to sort of look the way that I set up mine. It's like a tribute video for me, which was just completely crazy. I can't even believe he did that. I was very, very honored by that, Shane, and thank you so much for that. I know I left you a comment about it, but I want to definitely make mention of it here on the channel, because that was just really wonderful to watch that, and to see that in the comments that people have left on there. Very flattering and complimentary comments that you guys have left on there. Many of you guys who watch this channel saw that, and if you haven't, you should certainly go over and check it out. It's really a lot of fun, and Shane does a wonderful job. He even gets the some of the details of the things that are endemic to my channel, like the camera not focusing when I want it to, and several other ridiculous things that seem to happen a lot on my channel. He even gets those added in there, which was really quite funny. So it's a great video, and thank you once again, Shane. I was really quite touched by that. Thank you very much for doing that. That was really nice. So here's some more Marvel down here. We seem to be getting into the better Marvel stuff now. This is an old Fantastic Four, number 124. It is the world's greatest comic magazine. It's not in the greatest shape, I'll put it that way, but it's a pretty cool looking issue. It's the return of the monster, as you can see, which is kind of one of the weakest names for a supervillain that I can think of. You're just going to call it the monster? I mean, what are you doing there? You're just phoning it in at that point. You got to do a little better than that. I'm curious to see who did the art. I think that's a Kirby cover, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, it's Buscema, and Joe Sinnott did the inks. That's probably why it looks more like Kirby. Joe Sinnott always did very sort of thick lines as far as the ink went, and Buscema, I think, probably was in his Kirby phase at that point. Beautiful cover, though. I wish it were in better shape. And here's a king-size X-Men special. Very carefully take this out of there. That's one that I have not seen very much of and did not remember that I had, but pretty neat. Twice as many pages, twice as many thrills. Yes! This is an X-Men special, king-size special. It looks like it's number 2. It's the strangest teens of all. Well, they haven't met the Teen Titans because some of them are pretty strange, but this is a great caption down here. I'll see if my camera will be kind enough to focus on that. More supervillains than you can shake an X-Man at, plus action, action, action. I'm just going to put that in the caption box of all of my videos from now on. Action, action, action. That's all I'm going to put in there. And you guys will know what I am referring to. That's a pretty sweet comic. It's a 25-cent comic, but it's a king size, so I'm not quite sure what year that would have been from. I'm going to try to see if I can get to the title page and see if it will show me, but the comic doesn't want to let me do that, and I don't want to cause any more issues with this comic, so I'm just going to leave it alone for now. And this one, I think, is the one that has to come out next, I believe. Yes, it is. It's got a cool ad on the back that I bet some of you were hoping I would show. More movie monsters are on the loose. That's an Aurora model ad. And I do remember seeing those in stores, actually. So this is probably from the early 70s, I would guess. Aquaman and Mera, I pronounce you man and wife. I thought we already had this issue. I think I already have this issue, and in better condition than this. Still a pretty cool issue, and I'm happy to have 2 of them. This is Aquaman number 18, and not bad. You can see Robin back there with his arms folded, looking on, breathing through some sort of underwater type gear he's got on there, as do many of the other humans. Wonder Woman can apparently breathe underwater. I did not know that. That is new information, Liz Lemon. And we'll check see what this one is. I suspect it is also an Aquaman, because those seem to be the only ones that have been bagged and boarded. This one has some water damage. You can probably see along the spine right there, and I can feel it when I'm moving this around. This has no caption. This is just weird blue guys dragging Aquaman off to some monochromatic spaceship situation down here. That's a pretty cool cover, actually. It's number 52, and I remember nothing about that issue, but wish it were in better shape, that's for sure. All right, we've got moving our way through here at a pretty good pace, and we've got a really big, thick issue here. This is a 100-page super spectacular. It's the world's greatest super females. Wow, is this a wraparound cover? Yes, it is. I thought it might be. A supersized collection of DC's fighting females, including the origin of Supergirl. This looks like it has tons of awesome content. Wonder Woman chained up to a pole, which pretty much is par for the course for Wonder Woman books. If you've ever seen Wonder Woman books from the 60s and 70s, that seems to happen on the cover of every single one of them. Supergirl has black magic, which I wasn't aware of. And then you see a lot of DC's super females, some of whom I honestly do not recognize at all. I'm really quite puzzled as to who some of those are. And then on the back, the Phantom Lady and the Mystery of the Black Cat, the first Black Canary tale when she had a mask. That was pretty old school there. And Mary, Girl of 1,000 Gimmicks. Boy, I do not remember her at all. That's pretty sweet there. So that's actually in pretty decent condition. I'm pretty happy about discovering that one. And speaking of DC's greatest super females, we've got another Wonder Woman here. And this has also got Robin in kind of an unusual uniform. I don't remember him wearing that outfit at all. He's got like the full shirt and the full pants on. Usually he's just wearing his underwear. And then there's the Huntress. This has to be a pretty early issue with the Huntress in it, because she only debuted around the time it looks like this comic came out, I would guess. This is Wonder Woman 284, and it was a 60 cents issue, so maybe actually this might be from the 80s. Oh yeah, Superman 2 is out, so this is from the 80s, so that's not as early as I thought it was. Wonder Woman's taking on a dragon who is stalking the streets, and I think that is maybe supposed to be, I don't know, maybe Chinatown or something? I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. Anyway, Wonder Woman, they got another Wonder Woman there, but I think I'm going to have to get this Green Lantern out first. These, the Wonder Woman looks like I don't want to hurt the covers, so I'm going to be very careful getting these out. All right, so there's the other Wonder Woman. This is a Wonder Woman Giant. It's number 217, so not too far off from the last one we saw, only a couple years off from that. Super Heroine number 1. All right. And there's Green Lantern, or I'm sorry, Green Arrow, Green Lantern. They look nothing alike. Have I freaked out, or is Wonder Woman really in the soup this time? I think, Ollie, that you are correct about that. So a pretty interesting cover there. And then I'm not sure what that is. That looks like a poster down there. I don't know what that's doing in there. Let's see what we have here. This is a Green Lantern number 33. That is a nice issue there. And the spine is not great, but it's not so bad that I think really detracts that much from the book. That's a nice issue. My solid light beam has the kick of a Missouri mule, says Dr. Light. And he is back in the spotlight again. Wizard of the Light Wave Weapons, they call him here. Really nice cover, very sharp colors there. I mean, that's a really nice looking cover. I like that one. I still don't know what that poster is down there, but we will get to that momentarily, I guess. Here's an adventure comics featuring Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes playing some sort of game show. I'm not sure what's going on there. The pages look like they are coming loose from the spine. They're sticking out quite a bit here. Yeah, they are totally coming loose from the spine. But still a nice cover there. Number 336. Great Krypton, I've unmasked the master criminal Starfinger. I'll leave that one alone and see what this poster situation is here. I don't know. This is from 2000 and something. I'm not quite sure how this got in. There's a Batwoman down here too. These are more modern books. I don't remember how these got put in the box. I wonder if these just kind of got shoved into the bottom at some point. I never collected Batwoman, so I'm not sure what that's doing in there or why I have that Marvel cover. That's very weird, because I haven't gone through this box in a long time. I wonder if there were some loose comics that just got shoved into this box without my knowledge. That could certainly have happened. Here's another Aquaman, to no one's surprise. We seem to be pulling nothing but Aquaman out of here today. Defeated by the one sea creature he couldn't control. And Aquaman's new headquarters, which appears to be in this tiny clam down there, which looks too small to be his headquarters, but perhaps there's some sort of perspective thing that I'm not understanding there. Another Aquaman over here, and then we will get to what looks like a really sweet Batman Adventures book over here. Here's another adventure comic starring Aquaman riding a dolphin who has a clipboard. I think that's a clipboard, or maybe it's I don't know what that is, some sort of waterproof bag with perhaps a computer chip in it? I don't know. It looks like this guy's fishing for Aquaman. All right. Okay, whatever, guys. Let's get this animated Batman book out of here. I used to collect these hardcore. I really loved the Batman animated series, and any Batman animated comics that came out, I would always purchase. This one has got some dings along the spine here, but otherwise that's a really sweet cover. I like that one a lot. Let's see if this other animated book will come out of here. This is Batman Gotham Adventures, which came out later than the Batman Adventures. This was sort of, they revamped the television cartoon, and then they revamped the comic book along with it. And this has got Batgirl and her dad, Commissioner Gordon, fighting in what looks like some sort of a prison break or something. And this even tells you this is March of 2000 that this came out. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see these in here, quite honestly. I don't remember packing this box in this way, so it's quite unusual. Here's another Batman Adventures. Nice cover there of Robin taking on the ventriloquist, who always seemed like kind of a hard to believe villain to me, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. Here's another Aquaman Adventure Comics, and this is one that we have seen before. This is an issue that I remember picking up once when I was on vacation, and so whenever I used to see it, I'd always grab extra copies of it. I'm not sure why, just something sentimental about this particular issue. I remember buying that one. Oh, there's a nice Aquaman down there. Look at that cover. That is a pretty sweet looking Aquaman. He's rescuing some damsel in distress. That's number 48. And anytime they have a lot of black on the cover, I find it's really hard to keep those in nice condition. You can see it's got some color breaking creasing there, but not in too bad a shape overall. Pretty decent. Here's a classic and sort of landmark edition of the New Teen Titans. This issue of the New Teen Titans, it's a George Perez issue, and it's a famous issue for sort of exploring who Donna Troy is and was and who she's going to become, because she sort of transitions into a new superhero. So this is, I guess you would call this a key. You guys can tell me in the comments who collect comics. I think this is a key, I believe. Spider-Woman. Well, I know that's more recent too, and it looks like there are a few Spider-Woman down here. Now, I do collect and have long collected Spider-Woman, but I don't remember having more recent ones such as this one. Beautiful cover, though. Nice Brian Bendis issue as well. Really nice cover there. Trying to see how many issues we have left, because we have hit the 20-minute mark with this camera, and it looks like we still have several issues. So I'm actually going to wrap this up, because though it looked like I was going to be able to finish this, I don't think I am. So I am going to wrap this up for today, and we'll come back and finish these off. Yeah, there's definitely still a pretty decent number of comics down there. I'd say there's at least maybe 20 comics still in this box. So we'll do that on the next episode of Hunting for Comics, or I haven't actually named what this episode is. There's only going to be one more of them, so it really doesn't matter. Hope you guys are having a great week. It's Wednesday, and I hope that you've got some good stuff going on this week and are enjoying yourself. Thank you so much for coming by the channel. As always, I'm very, very grateful for you stopping by, and we'll get to the rest of this box and finish it out for sure next week on the unnamed comic episodes that we're doing here. And maybe I'll figure out who actually packed this box, because I don't remember putting these newer ones in there. But anyway, thanks so much for coming by, and I will see you tomorrow with some more great content. As always, happy collecting.